Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. As you know, with these general readings, I use different layouts every day, and those layouts bring with them influences. I am once again using a spread by Cedar Moon Witch as part of her extended study of the Nag Hammadi scriptures and the parts relating to Mary Magdalene from her playlist series Exploring the Magdalene. She is referring to each one of these segments, and I believe there are 7 of them, as different soul trials. And this is the second soul trial, and this trial is desire. The first was, I believe, finding the true self. These all have to do with the interplay between ego and what we truly want. At least so far, that's what they're about. I'm using the Tarocchi Minchiate di Bomarzo, the deck by Amparo Aguirre, this bright and beautiful rendition of a traditional Minchiate deck. And with that, I'm using an oracle card because that's the mix that Cedar Moon Witch used. 2 cards and an oracle card. And I am using a card from Unlocking the Secret Garden, which is also bright, and I thought they would complement each other well because of the use of bright colors. The first question is the ego's desire. What is the ego craving? And the card here is the 4 of Coins. So the 4 of Coins is something that wants to hold on to something. It wants to take stock of what I have and catalog it and structure it and hold on to it. It's about retaining what you have gotten. It could be because your resources are few, and so you want to make sure you keep everything that you have. But it's this act of grabbing on and holding on and not wanting to let go. And it's interesting that when it talks about the ego wants recognition, and how fascinating that this is the card that Amparo signed. This is traditional, that the artist that made the decks in traditional decks usually had a card that they signed, but how interesting that this card, which could very well be called an ego card, is one that she signed. So I find that apt and amusing. Now in her deck, we also have to look at the faces, and there appears to be a young couple and an older couple staring each other in the eyes, not necessarily smiling. You can think of relationships like that where they are just, I'm here, I'm in it for the long haul, I'm doing my thing, but it's not joyous, it's not happy, I'm just holding on to this relationship. And so that is another thing. This is what is the ego craving? The ego is craving possession, control, and in some cases, dominance. The second card is the soul's calling. What does my soul truly desire? Now, fascinating. This is the Cancer card. That Minchiate decks have a card for each one of the zodiac signs. And what is one of the things that Cancers are also known for? Cancers are also known for holding on. They're these big crab claws. They hold on and they don't let go. So we have 2 cards that are saying very much the same thing, but with a different slant, because Cancers are also known as being perhaps the most sensitive of the zodiac signs. This is that if you had to choose a phrase, and this is what Amparo says in her booklet about this card, she says, I feel is the phrase that goes with the Cancer sign. It's I feel. Highly sensitive, emotional, that goes along with being sensitive, and holding on to the past and not being able to let go of the past. So here we actually have the difference, is that if your soul's craving may be to let go a little bit, to not hold on so tightly, to not continue to be hurt by things that happened in the past, to be able to let go of those things and still feel, but feel with a sense of having moved on. And the third card, this is the Oracle card, the Bridge to Alignment. How can I align my choices with my soul's calling? And the answer from this card is seeking knowledge, wisdom, searching, and learning. We have an owl up in the headdress here. We have mushrooms and flowers. And it's an interesting combination because mushrooms usually grow out of things that are decaying, and then flowers grow more in fresh soil, generally. So if you wanted to make an oversimplification about that, so we have both things working together, and that is the way our minds work. And so if we want to be able to let go, if the trial here is to how to let go of desire, knowledge is the way that we do this. By being able to explore different opinions, by being able to seek the wisdom of perhaps friends or mentors or people that we trust, and then learning. The process of letting go is a learning process throughout our lives. I feel now, looking back from my 65 years on my life, and some of the biggest hurts, the hardest things, they remain painful because it's just hard to let go and accept that this person didn't want to be your best friend, and this person that you trusted might have hurt you in some way. And so gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, and some of this simply comes with time. The other part of it, of course, is actually what the whole series is about. The Exploring the Magdalene series is about. It's seeking other knowledge, seeking knowledge which is more timeless and eternal, whether that's within a traditional religious construct or some other construct. It's seeking knowledge which has a broader scope, whether it's studying psychology, seeking it in religion, seeking learning about history to understand how patterns happen between individuals, in relationships, between countries, and how they evolve over time. All of these help you let go of that desire to grab on and hold, understanding that life is more ephemeral, that things have seasons in our life, and our whole life doesn't have to be defined by one thing. It's a general reading for Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, with the Second Souls Trial spread, the Desire spread, by Cedar Moon Witch, again as part of her Exploring the Magdalene playlist. And I will link that at the end of this video. As I said, she's reading the Nag Hammadi scriptures, sections that have to do with Mary Magdalene, and then forming a series of tarot spreads that go with her thoughts about having read that. And she has Not all of them. Today, she didn't have this one posted on her Instagram as a spread, so I used the questions that she talked about and created the spread today. But she has many of them on her Instagram as well. I hope this helps you let go of the things today that you need to let go of so that you can have a more wise and searching and learning day, that you can seek the knowledge that you need in your day to day, free of things that you need to let go of. I'm Cara from Cara Tarot. Have a great day.